Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help boost your efficiency and achieve your goals. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets to peak performance. Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden, and I am the creator of the Get Resultsology system and a dedicated accountability coach. My mission is to empower solopreneurs to unlock their true potential, boost their income, and achieve extraordinary success by maximizing productivity, streamlining their businesses, and aligning their goals with their authentic vision and purpose. If you're ready to turn ambition into action and transform your goals into reality, you're in exactly the right place. My guest expert this week, I'm delighted to say, is Brad Bizjack. Brad is a certified high-performance coach, international speaker, and personal development expert with over 12 years of experience. He's helped over 70,000 people worldwide master their mindset and achieve success in their careers, relationships, and personal lives. Once $92,000 in debt and stuck in an unfulfilling corporate job, Brad transformed his life, building a multi-7-figure business in just 3 years. He's the creator of Rewired and host of Rewire Your Mind podcast, listened to in over 35 countries. Brad is on a mission to help people close the gap between where they are now and where they want to be. Brad, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Robin. I'm super excited to be here.
I'm super excited to have you here. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm going to be listening as hard as I can to every word you say, and so let's hope it's good, eh? No, I am joking. I am joking. I know it's going to be great. So, whereabouts are you, Brad?
I am in Western Illinois, the middle of nowhere. There's corn out my front door and a lake in my backyard.
Ah, the middle of nowhere. I know the middle of nowhere really well. I love that. That's brilliant. Thank you. So yeah, we're about 5 hours apart. So you've got lunch in front of you, and I've just had mine. So we're doing great. So
there we go.
All right then. Shall we crack on with the questions?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
All right then. I'll get the clock started, and there it goes. Brad, let's talk about what you do. So who is your ideal client, please?
We work with anybody who knows they are meant for so much more than what they're getting out of life, but there's some block getting in their way. They feel like it's 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. They might have limiting beliefs or limiting emotional patterns that are slowing them down. And every time they try to succeed, it doesn't seem to happen. And so their goals start to get smaller and smaller. They don't dream big, and they just feel almost a sense of learned helplessness. Like they know they're made for more, but they can't figure out what's blocking them. And so we help them shift that.
Wow, thank you. And you've started to cover already the second question, but I'm sure when I ask you what is the problem that you solve more than one, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The problem we solve is really helping people to not only identify what they want most out of life, because most people are dreaming based on the past failures or fears or doubts instead of what their heart actually wants. We then help them identify, shatter, and replace the greatest limiting beliefs and values conflicts that are preventing them from getting there. For example, if someone values success, but they also value avoiding rejection, well, that's going to create some conflict, right? If someone wants to, let's say, create a 6-figure income, but they believe I'm not worthy, they're going to have some issues. And then this journey along the way is up and down. So we help them master their emotions so that they can show up to taking the action they need to take with the right level of energy. And then we show them how to not only take the productive action to get there and be productive in everyday life, but also feel fulfilled along the way. So it's this whole process and system that allows them to reach the next level of success and then start the whole system again to dream even bigger the next time.
Excellent. That sounds really interesting. And the conflicts of values there, it's such a critical statement that you're making there. So important to work on that. So moving on with the questions, what is one valuable free action that the audience can implement that will help them solve those problems?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would start, if I were to start anywhere, I would start with taking a look at what you really want out of your life. I would say, and this is just anecdotal based on my experience, that 90+% of people aren't actually setting goals and dreams what they want. They're setting goals and dreams based on failures of the past. And they'll say, I'm afraid of going big, Brad. I'm afraid of saying that I really want this big dream. No, you're afraid of the past happening again. And so you'll shrink your dreams down to get smaller and smaller and more safe so that you don't get hurt. And the challenge with that is that when you set dreams that you don't actually want, what ends up happening is you don't stay consistent towards them. So you're inconsistent, you're not motivated, and then you take even less action. You don't even hit the mediocre, safe, realistic, attainable goal that you don't even want to begin with. So what I would start with is asking, if you had 3 times more energy and 3 times more courage than you do right now, what would you go after? Because I fundamentally believe that the purpose of a dream is not to hit it. It's to raise your energy. It's to become a new person that's capable of achieving it. And once you raise your energy, that's when you start taking more productive actions. Without a compelling vision of the future, you are forced to obsess over the problems of the past and present. And so I would start with evaluating, what are the dreams and goals I'm saying I want? And are they actually my ideal life? Are they actually what I want? Or am I just playing not to lose instead of playing to win?
Wow, very nice. And it's like you've been rummaging around inside my head for the last 5 years. It's fantastic. Thank you so much. That's really, really valuable advice. And absolutely, I agree with you. Spot on advice there. So now we know a little bit more about what you do, Brad. Let's talk about goal busting, which is the theme of this podcast, meaning how do you make the best use of your productive time to achieve your own business goals? So the question is, can you share any tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits?
Absolutely. And the biggest tip that I have is, do not start your day with what do I need to do? Start your day with what result do I want? Most people, when they start their day with what do I need to do, they make a big checklist, and then their goals and dreams are right there with laundry. And I can promise you, when you run out of underwear, you're going to wash your laundry. So and then what they do is they check off all the little things. And when they check off all these little things, they end up feeling guilty or behind because they're not focusing on what their heart really wants, what's actually important. But when you start your day with what result do I want today? It changes everything, because the number one action you have to take is likely the thing that you've been avoiding the most. It's likely the thing that you've been putting back on the back burner day after day after day, and you just feel guilty and exhausted. And so if you ever think about a day you made a big long to-do list and checked everything off but still felt unfulfilled, it's because you were focused on what was urgent and demanded. Whereas everyone listening has had those days where you don't complete anything on your list and still feel alive. That's because you were focusing on what's important, right? And so anyways, my reason for sharing that is, like, do you really just want to check off your to-do list, or do you want to make your daughter feel like the most loved person in the world? Do you really want to just get, this laundry done and, send a couple of invites, or do you want to go and sign 3 new clients today? So the number one productivity hack that I have is focus on results, not tasks.
That is fantastic. And yeah, I don't remember the last time I actually completed my laundry and felt a great sense of achievement, having really done something great with my day. I realized, like you say, you need clean underwear, but if you make it the focus of your day, it's not going to be a very satisfying day.
Yeah, your dream's not a chore on your to-do list.
That's
for sure.
Yeah, perfect. I'm going to pinch that quote as well, and I might have to credit it back to you as well. All right. So this is the final question, Brad, and I always love this question because I never know what's going to come up, and it's always great. What should I have asked you today that I didn't? And your answer, please.
What should I have asked you today that I didn't is, why do most people not succeed? And if you ever wonder why some people succeed and most people are stuck in overwhelm year after year, most people focus so much on the how-to and the strategy, which matters. You can't head east looking for a sunset. But what most people don't recognize is that when they are obsessed with the how-to and the strategy, but their energy and their belief systems and their emotions are not in alignment with that strategy, it's like a combination lock. You could have one number perfectly right, but the other 2 numbers, your energy and your belief systems, they need to be aligned too, or else that lock's not going to open. So I'd focus more on the inner game, because your external world is just a mirror for your internal world.
Ah, look at that. It's almost like you were watching the clock as well. No, seriously, that was brilliant. Thank you. Listen, in 7 minutes, you've packed in, I think, what would easily could extend out to an hour-long discussion. There were so many things I wanted to jump in there and say, gosh, yes, tell us more, tell us more. But actually, you did it in such a succinct and powerful way. I think just reading back through or listening through it again is so much value in what you've just shared with us. Thank you so much, Brad.
Well, thank you for having me.
No, thank you. So listen, really important. How can people reach you? How can they find you? And also, always a cheeky question, is there like a valuable free resource that they could get from you just to get acquainted with you a bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say there's two ways that you can get a hold of me, and one of which is that resource. The first is just on Instagram at Brad Bizjack. I post tips and all that stuff on there all the time. But if you really want to start to identify the hidden blocks that are holding you back from that next level of success, like I mentioned, if you know you're made for more, but you don't know why you're not getting there, well, like Robin mentioned, I've worked with 70,000 people and I've recognized some patterns. And I've noticed 5 major patterns of people's basically psychology of how they attempt to create success. I call them archetypes. And I've put these archetypes on the back of a completely free quiz. It's called What's Your Unique Success Archetype? And when you take that quiz, not only will you be able to identify how have I been operating, what are the beautiful parts of that, but what's been limiting me and what's been holding me back, and how can I address that so that I can move forward and create the success that I want. So you can find that at quizzes.bradbizjack.com. That's QUIZZES.BRADBIZJACK.com. It's totally free. And yeah, it's a beautiful resource to help you see how your mind is currently wired so you can start the process of shifting it.
That's perfect. And if anyone didn't catch that, you can either rewind or I will on the YouTube video, that will be printed on the video. And also anywhere that this is broadcast, the links to that they can find it through following the links to the page that this is posted on as well. So that's brilliant. And I'm going to go and do that myself as soon as we hang up, because that sounds really interesting. Brad, it has been an absolute pleasure. It's been very insightful. I really feel like that you have been rattling around inside my head for the last few years. It's like, oh my God, he's talking about me. I don't know. That's just fantastic. Wonderful information. Thank you so much for giving us your time and your insight today, Brad.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. It's such a privilege and honor to be here.
Thank you. And bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.